Hi everyone, can you all hear me? Yes? Thank you. Thank you all so much for your patience and for joining us today. I'm here to do a very quick introduction. My name is Sumita, and I'm here to introduce the Impact Transfer Program. Without further ado, I would like to hand off to our Martin Essel, who is the founder of the Zero Project, for his opening words and to welcome everyone into this Impact Transfer session. Thank you. Martin?
Thank you, Sumita. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a real honor for me to stand here together with you and to be inspired by amazing 12 innovators from many, many countries. We have 12 innovators from Bolivia, from Brazil, Chile, India, Ireland, Israel, Uganda and Vietnam this year. And all together, from the very beginning, we have now an alumni group, if I might say this, of 63 innovators doing and having run through the program of the Impact Transfer. And I'm so thankful of partnerships. On one hand, the partnership with DISCOURSE, being a partner of the Zero Project since 4 years. I'm very thankful of the partnership with ROCHA. We have designed it together, this concept, and I'm very pleased to announce that we have 2 further partners beginning of this year. Thank you so much to Atos and to GIZ for supporting this event, because the most important thing is to strengthen and to support persons who are innovators and to help them and promote them to scale up their ideas. All these innovators have shown in their region that they are highly successful, they are impactful, and we have also seen that they are scalable. And therefore, 1,000 experts in our network decided about the 71 awardees we will award tomorrow in the evening. And out of these awardees, we selected 9 of them to be part of the concept, of the supporting project during the last 7 or 8 months. And there we also integrated this time, for the very first time, 3 innovations from India, from the ICT for Inclusion Challenge done with Atos and GIZ, if I'm correct. And I would like you all to listen about the innovation, to be inspired and to promote those incredible innovators. And to the innovators, congratulations that you have the opportunity now to be heard from all over the world. In this conference, we will have 1,241 attendees in person, all from the community worldwide. But additionally, online, we are waiting till the end of these 3 days during the conference, another at least 10,000 guys. And therefore, I'm also welcoming our friends from abroad. Thank you so much for your interest, that you came over online through us. And now it's your turn. I wish you all the very best and inspire others, connect your ideas to others, and I wish you the most possible success. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we now ask Carola to the stage from the Skubreme Foundation for the welcoming words.
Well, good afternoon. My name is Carola. I'm from Fundación Descúbreme. It's a great honor to be here. Thank you very much, Martin, for inviting us to be part of Impact Transfer. Thank you very much for Ashoka for these 4 years, and the new partners that have joined Impact Transfer, and to these participants, learning from your project and what you have done, it was something very inspiring. And we do believe that you were the chosen to be part of Impact Transfer, because you're going to be able to understand the tools that the program was going to be able to give you. For Fundación Descúbreme, to continue investing in impact transfer is crucial. We believed to support the development of other NGOs within our ecosystems globally. We also believe that to support projects that can be replicable is crucial too, because we are NGOs with few resources, so if we can take into account what other NGOs successfully has implemented, it's an advantage. And also, impact transfer can also help us to extend our network. So I just want to say thank you very much, all of you, to be part of. As a Chilean, I'm very proud that we have an initiative from Chile here within the team, the participants, and enjoy the ride, and looking forward to hearing you from your speech. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Carola, for your kind words, and thanks to all of our partners. My name is Alexander Kesselring. I'm a tall, white person with red beard and red hair. I'm wearing a blue jacket. Hello, everyone. So I'm working for Ashoka, and we are a global NGO supporting social entrepreneurs since 40 years. We have a network of more than 4,000 entrepreneurs worldwide. I'm also the coordinator of the Zero Project Impact Transfer Program, and I'm really proud that today the projects we supported for the last 5 months are ready to pitch their projects and their scaling strategies, and they're addressing you directly, the stakeholders of the Zero Project community, for getting your support. Without further interruption, I would like to start with the first group of projects. We will hear from Dorothy NAKATO from Uganda, Sarah Boland and Patrick Fitzgerald from Ireland, and then Stella Reicher and Monica ROCHA from Brazil, who will join us online. And now I would like to hand over to Dorothy for the first pitch.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm so honored to speak to you. I am Dorothy NAKATO Mubez. I'm an indigenous woman with psychosocial disabilities from Uganda. I am wearing one of the traditional dressing of indigenous groups in Uganda. I am dark-skinned with black hair, and this traditional wear is beaded with very beautiful and colorful beads, reflecting the Uganda national flag. I am a co-founder and executive director for Uganda National Self-Advocacy Initiative, UNSAI. We are a peer-led, a little bit closer. We are a peer-led organization of persons with psychosocial disabilities. We support persons with psychosocial disabilities to live independently and be included in their communities of their own choices. We are rural-based. There is a problem. 90% of persons with psychosocial disabilities are institutionalized, and mainly those from the rural areas. Historically, we are believed, we are perceived that we cannot make our own choices of where and how and with whom to stay with, which is not true. UNSAI has made it a reality to support many persons with psychosocial disabilities to live within their communities of their own choices. Sorry, I need to. The next slide, please. Okay. Okay. Sorry, I'm very sorry. Please, somebody can help me. Okay. Our solution, Support My Choice, is UNSAI's model that helps to reintegrate persons with psychosocial disabilities living in the institutions back into rural communities of their own choices. How do we do it? We work with a person in the institution, prepare them for reintegration. We prepare families, communities, and support placements. We provide peer-to-peer support and follow up until the person is resilient enough to live within the community. This whole process takes almost 1 whole year. We then advocate for inclusive laws and policies that supports a person with psychosocial disabilities to live independently and be included in their communities. Our success. UNSAI is currently working in 2 districts in the central Uganda. Since 2017, we have supported 170 persons with psychosocial disabilities, survivors of institutions, those at risk of being institutionalized, and their caregivers. We now then want to replicate this to the other parts of the country. A testimony, institutions is a hell. I was traumatized with the dark seclusion room, said by one of the youth that we supported out of the institution. Our replication plan, we want to deepen our support to persons with psychosocial disabilities. We want to change the mindsets of families, communities, and stakeholders and policymakers from institutional living to community living. We then want to replicate this model to the other parts of the country. Our needs. With your support, we intend to reintegrate at least 100 persons from the institution each year. With your support, we need $60 per person, or $72 to successfully reintegrate one person back into their communities of their own choices. With your support, we need $24,000 per month for over the 3 years to be able to change the mindset of families, communities, and policymakers. With your support, we need $20,400 US for over the next 3 years to replicate this model to the other parts of the country. With your support, it's very possible to restore autonomy to persons with psychosocial disabilities to be able to choose how and where with whom to live with. Thank you. Please. I kindly welcome you to the networking session to speak more. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I now ask Sarah and Patrick to the stage, to the podium. Please use the clicker. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Patrick Fitzgerald, and I'm a white man with black hair.
Hello, I'm Sarah Boland, white female with brown hair.
And we are from Self-Advocacy in Ireland. Can I ask you to think about your smartphone and how it helps you work, learn, and stay connected? Isn't it great, but not everyone has the same experience. There are many apps that people with disability can't use because they don't work for us. This is not fair and it's stopping my independence.
You're right, Patrick. It's not fair, and there's a growing digital divide. Did you know that 98% of the world's top 1 million websites is not accessible? And this is preventing many people from using apps and websites. Why do you think this is, Patrick?
I think it's because people with disability can't get a chance to be part of each step of creating apps and websites that we all can use.
Indeed, today, when software is developed, some people and some users may be consulted at the start and then again towards the end to test out the app. But the lack of engagement during each step prevents developers from really understanding the user needs. And it's a massive missed opportunity for developers as they can't learn and benefit from the great ideas that people with disabilities have.
And this does not only affect us, but when we are part of every step of building apps, you can get a better apps that we all can use.
Now, I know what you're thinking. Many people are doing user-centered design and they're following the W3C guidelines, which is great, but it may work for content and some other alternative access methods, but many people are still not being considered. How could they, if we're still designing for people with disabilities and not actively involving them in each step of creating apps and websites that we all can use?
Good news! There is an easy fix: co-design.
So co-design is how we've been bringing adults with an intellectual disability and computer science and app developers together to build accessible apps. For the past 8 years, we've been training adults with an intellectual disability and computer science students to use and learn from our Accessible Access Co-Design program, which is adopted from design thinking methods.
As a co-designer that share ideas, needs and challenges for the app and website, we want to build to help us to work, learn and stay connected.
So, as I said, we've been gathering all of this experience for the past 8 years, and we've put it all into our Access Co-Design program. And this is to support others to engage in design. Our Access Co-Design Toolkit supports designing with people and not for people.
As a co-designer, we feel we have a voice and our opinions and our ideas are important to build a better app. We have been co-designed with TU Dublin for 8 years.
We have trained over 100 people with disabilities to become co-designers. We've upskilled 150 computer science students in accessible co-design, and
we have co-designed 30 accessible apps and websites.
And we're delighted to have been able to roll this out with other disability organisations, and we're really learning a lot from this experience. Also, shout out to all the partners for making this possible. There's some of them up there. We don't have time to go into all of them.
Co-design is important to me. I want other people with disabilities to build their own apps. I like being involved in co-design because I want to help other people. It makes me feel happy and part of the team. It's a great way to meet and work with new people. It makes me proud of what I achieved. It's great because other people are listening to us. We get to build solutions to support our own independence. It has built my confidence. Look at me here talking to all of you.
And we want more people like Patrick to benefit from the co-design experience.
We want to support other people become co-designers.
We want to see a widespread adoption of our methodology. We want to provide long-term mentoring program for others to adopt the Access co-design method. We also want to provide technical and legal support to build inclusive partnerships and environments, and we want to invite you to join our community of practice and learn and share and never feel alone.
And we don't want to stop there. We want to make co-design the norm.
We want to start off by creating an accredited co-design course. We want to get our co-designers with disabilities hired in the tech industry, and we also want to bring co-design beyond IT.
But to get there, we need your help. We believe that you here today or joining us online can help us make co-design the norm.
We want help to find new allies. We want to partner with educators to build an internationally accredited co-design program. We want to partner with the tech industry to hire co-designers with disabilities. We want your support to scale our Access co-design program beyond IT. And finally, we need funding to scale our co-designers' activities to hire more amazing co-designers like Patrick to join our team.
We believe with the right connect, anyone could be co-designers. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Great, we're now moving to two participants that join online, Stella and Monica from Brazil.
I'm just waiting for the presentation. There we go. Hello. Hello, everyone. I'm Stella Reicher. I'm a white woman with short brown hair, and it's an honor being here today with Monica Rocha, coordinator of the Self-Advocacy project of Clemente Institute, and we want to share with you our story. Persons with intellectual disabilities are often marginalized, excluded from participating in decision-making processes that impact their lives, either in their homes and in public spheres where laws and policies are discussed. In Brazil, today there are around 2.6 million persons with intellectual disabilities, excluded and facing additional barriers to access education and employment. They end up depending on their families and on social benefits to live. 12 years ago, we decided to tackle this deep social problem. We wanted to break paradigms and promote change in lives of persons with intellectual disabilities. We decided to devote our work to empower persons with intellectual disability to achieve autonomy and independence in their daily lives and to foster their social participation. I'll tell you now how we've been doing that, our insight. Persons with intellectual disability usually have difficulties in reading and writing and face challenges to comprehend contents. They're perceived as unable to learn, unable to solve problems, to to share their knowledge, and to participate in decision-making. But what we learn from self-advocates is that they can do it all and a lot more. So what we do? We support persons with intellectual disabilities to become self-advocates. We believe that social change is not possible when persons with intellectual disabilities are not heard and involved. With the support and accessible communication, they are able to learn about their rights. They're able to multiply their knowledge to other persons with disabilities and families. And they are prepared to become leaders. Leaders such as Stephanie. I'm going to tell you a bit about Stephanie. Stephanie is a young woman who did not recognize herself as a person with intellectual disability. Facing challenges to read and write, she would only call or send audio messages to her boyfriend because she felt ashamed. In the self-advocacy group, sharing experiences with other persons with intellectual disabilities, she became aware of her condition and proud of it. However, after telling about her condition, her boyfriend left her. But Stephanie did not give up. Stephanie became more independent in different aspects of life, started to practice her freedom of choice to expand cultural, social, and educational opportunities. Today, I'm very happy to say and to share with you that Stephanie was employed by the Instituto Clemente, and she's part of our advocacy team. Stephanie has plans to study social service in the university. Next, please. So in a nutshell, how do we do it? We visit organizations and we invite people with disabilities to join. In the first meeting in the welcoming group, self-advocates themselves explain how the group works, and we have this annual plan through which we work with them about the rights. We teach them, we tell them about their rights through a plan. We also provide them individualized support based on the barriers that sometimes they face to comprehend the contents. And then, finally, they start to prepare and to spread out content through our blog, to Facebook, Instagram, and also they start to organize and to join seminars, capacity building activities, and to take roles in public spheres. And all this is possible thanks to the support and coordination of Monica here with me today and the technical team involved. In these two pictures here, you can see two concrete examples of how they work. So in one of the pictures, you can see Roni providing capacity building to other persons with disabilities and families. And in the left, they're taking part in political discussions in a council, a youth council in São Paulo. But now we want more. We have an ambitious goal of expanding the self-advocacy project to another 10 cities in Brazil within the next 2 years. We want to create a strong network of empowered self-advocates nationwide by connecting and partnering with local organizations of persons with disabilities. But in order to do that, what do we need? We need to connect to partner organizations in Brazil that believe in the autonomy and independence of persons with intellectual disabilities. We need funding for training one organization in each new city, allowing them to train up to 10 self-advocates in 2 years. Finally, we definitely need a baseline funding for strengthening our internal capacity to manage and expand the initiative. You've heard maybe once about someone who once had a dream, someone very famous. We also had a dream that came true. But we are not yet satisfied, right, Monica? We will not be satisfied until thousands of persons with intellectual disabilities can achieve their autonomy and independence. We will keep making a difference, promoting participation and social change. Will you join us on this journey? Thank you so much for the opportunity to share our story, and we are willing and hoping to talk to you later on. Thank you.
Hi everyone, it's Alex de la Torre. Together with Alex, I'm managing this great program, the Impact Transfer for the Zero Project participants, and I have the honor. I'm white skin, brown beard, and also brown hair, and I have the honor to present the next round of participants, the next round of Impact Transfer Fellows. Ella from Israel, please.
So I'm Ella. I'm a white woman with brown long hair. I'm wearing glasses, a white shirt, and a blue jacket. Okay. Sorry. Good afternoon, and thank you, Alex, for the kind introduction. And thank you to the Zero Project team for bringing together so many innovative practices. As I said, my name is Ella Giladi. I'm a criminologist and a social worker. I have been working in the field of psychosocial rehabilitation for the past 17 years. I work as a professional supervisor at ENOSH, the Israeli Mental Health Association. ENOSH is the leading community-based mental health services organization in Israel. ENOSH promotes the rights of persons with psychosocial disabilities, raising awareness of mental health, and developing new services in the community. Most of our services, provided by law, supervised and funded by the Israeli Ministry of Health. Our leading principles include lived experience, holistic and integrative approach, diversity, and safeguarding. Meet Dan, one of our original participants in the program. I was Dan's case manager 10 years ago. Dan had a big dream. He wanted to become an independent in the free labor market. But Dan had a hard time understanding how a young man like him, who had minimal experience at the labor market, who still lived with his parents and had no much money, could open and sustain his own business. He asked me questions like, how will I start business without money? How will I support myself with the business aspect of life? I have no knowledge of managing money, writing reports. Who will understand my unique needs? Who will support me? And who will even want to work with a person who suffered psychosocial disabilities? If they knew, they didn't want to work with me. So now let's listen to Dan and Karen in his own words. Thank you.
I was a vet tech for about 5 years. I was just so exhausted that I wanted to find some sort of other side job just so that I could work a little bit less in the hospital and also spend more time with my dog. I already had a rehabilitation basket that I'm getting from the government, and when I decided to open up a business, my social worker contacted Ma'of, and then we just got started.
With Ma'of, I'm getting a personal coach that helped me reach my business goals. I also have a case manager that helped me with the more emotional aspects.
Ma'of really helped me while working through all the difficulties of opening a business, especially with my mental health situation.
Ma'of gave me a place to share my thoughts, my fears, my experiences.
Through the process in Ma'of, I feel like I have more courage to do things and I have more confidence in myself, even when it comes to things that aren't anything to do with the business.
Ma'of gave me a fair chance to succeed on my own.
My presentation. Do I have my presentation? Thank you. So we heard from also from Karen and Dan a little more about the Ma'of program, and now I would like to share with you with our model of Ma'of in a moment. Yeah, okay. So this is Dan's team. He has a weekly meeting with his coach, writes his business goals and managing strategies. Learns how to manage money, talks to potential customers, and gets paid for his work. Also, he meets his case manager, and together they formulate the rehabilitation program so Dan would be continued managing his mental aspect of life. Dan has also access to legal and financial counseling, digital networking opportunities, and peer support. We also support Dan's team. Business coaches participate in a mental health orientation and regular meetings with the case manager. The case manager have ongoing supervision and training on mental health clinic methods so they will be the best professional they can be and give the best service they can. We have many success stories. Here you can see some of the businesses, like cake designer, graphic designer, a makeup artist, and a plant designer, cosmetician, and makeup artist. In the bottom right corner, you can see the very talented lecturer and body painter, Shmuley. For Dan and others, the program helped to increase independence, self-efficacy, and well-being, and also better their financial status. For the society, it means more inclusion, less stigma, reduction in poverty rates, and advancing the SDGs. So MAOF program has a lot of potential partners, but today we want to focus on entrepreneurship programs and social impact innovators. In the near future, we want to make supportive technology, see hubs all around Israel, be part of innovative and entrepreneurship programs, and go global. To make it happen, we need you. If you want to make a change in people's life like Dan and many more, you can do that by investing approximately $6,000 per person for a year by that. Let's help more people like Dan and Karen. We will be happy to talk to you and work together to include people with psychosocial disabilities in your labor market and make a society a better place for all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ella. And the next Impact Transfer Fellow is Kavita from India.
Hello everyone. It's an honor to be here today with incredible peers doing inspiring work. I'm Kavita NAIR from India. I'm board member with BAPU Trust for Research on Mind and Discourse. Since 23 years, we work in psychosocial disability inclusive development so that persons with psychosocial disabilities are able to live dignified, independent, and uninterrupted lives in the larger community. Did you know that nearly 1 billion people worldwide live with a psychosocial need according to the World Health Organization? Did you also know that specific mental health difficulties have increased by 25% since COVID? The global economic burden associated with psychosocial ill health is estimated to be $5 trillion by the World Economic Forum. Sure enough, this makes for a compelling case to have solutions in psychosocial health which can lead to sizable impacts. The BAPU Trust model is a proven impact solution in this area. We do this by mainstreaming psychosocial health and inclusion in the development aid sector. Our impact solution has a community-based approach to inclusion that ensures dignity and independence for people with mental health needs and psychosocial disabilities. What led us to this solution? In 23 years of experience, we found that mental health needs of diverse groups are rather unserved or they are neglected. Existing models in psychosocial health focus on treatment, they are expert-based, or they focus on institutionalization of people with psychosocial distress and disabilities. There are few programs in mental health which are led by communities and which are community-based. There are few programs which focus on strengthening the connection between psychosocial health, inclusion, and development needs. Our impact solution is a non-psychiatric model. It is community-owned, community-driven. The model is based on the social model of disability inclusion. We train organizations to implement service programs to serve a wide variety of mental health needs. We connect the Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities with the Sustainable Development Goals to make mental health a part of the development agenda. With a track record of 23 years, we moved from direct service delivery to training partners for implementation so that we could have a much wider impact. Currently, we have 10 partner organizations working in the development sector, reaching 57 villages and 12 low-income communities in 3 states of India. We also have implementation pilots in 2 other countries, including Nepal and Sri Lanka. How do we deliver our solutions? We support training partners to integrate mental health into their core development programs. We build the capacity of partners in 3 areas. 1, developing core psychosocial skills. 2, developing inclusion strategies. 3, developing development-based partnerships. Our training product provides partner organizations with program design and adaptable strategies, which will lead to better outcomes in well-being and inclusion for diverse groups of people served by them. Over the next 3 years, we want to replicate our community mental health inclusion program at 10 more sites in India and at least 3 new international sites. We want to reach out to 900,000 people through building capacity of partner organizations to deliver services. We will partner with organizations which have value alignment and demographic compatibility with our model. We call out to all present here today, we need funds to run the training program and support trainee organizations for program implementation. To do this in India, it will cost us 45,000 euros annually with a coverage of 200,000 population. Internationally, the replication will cost us about 80,000 euros. We are looking also for implementation partners, disabled people's organizations, NGOs, INGOs, pan-disability organizations, and government partnerships. We are here, we are available. Please meet us, do reach out. I have my colleague Vakar Puri, who I can't see now, but I am here next 3 days. Happy to meet you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Kavita. And the next Impact Transfer Fellow is Jimena from Chile.
Okay. The controls. Here my hand, but I can see my presentation.
I think it should be coming up. This is to go to the next slide.
I can see my presentation. Good afternoon. I am Jimena Luna. I'm a woman with physical disability. I use wheelchair. I have a black hair, and now I'm wearing a brown animal print dress. I'm a founder and executive director of Fundación Vía Independiente Chile, and today I'll present the program network of entrepreneurs with disabilities, whose acronym in Spanish is RED. I'm so happy to be here representing many women with disabilities in Latin America, together with other women, colleagues from our regions. 3 years ago, with the arrival of the pandemic, sanitary restriction affected many ventures, and in the context of disability, we noticed some gaps. Of the employed population in Chile, more than 360,000 persons have an independent job, and people with severe disabilities who work earn 38% less than a person without a disability. This happened in Chile and probably also happened in many other countries. In the context of independent work, a part of this gap is mainly due to the lack of equal opportunities, such as training without accessibility, lack of personalization, lack of information, inequality in care work, among others. Julie has her business called Illustrissima, where she sells products with designs made by herself. The great difficulty of her were not knowing how to manage the accounting of her business. She wanted to know about digital marketing and the preparation of the packaging and the delivery to her clients. This made it difficult for her due to her physical disability. Considering all these needs, we created the RED program that consists of having a comprehensive, inclusive, and accessible system in order to improve the management of entrepreneurship and the personal development of our users, who are people with disabilities and their families or caregivers with a gender approach. The elements of RED program can be classified in 3 components. The first is training, where a program of workshop was developed with more than 140 participants and personalized consulting on business management for 53 people. Additionally, more than 40 accessible resources were created, like Canvas in Braille format, which I have here in physical format in case anyone wants to know or read it. Thank you, Alex. The second component is the marketplace, oriented more to business, which has included a website with shopping cart, with products and services. It has also considered the purchase of supply, equipment, and tools for the different entrepreneurship, promotional product advertising, and support in logistic management. Lastly, we have on-the-job support component with considered personal assistant for works and self-care activities, especially in mindfulness. In this slide, we can see more of the 23 ventures and more than 100 products that are in the marketplace, whose link is redenprendediscapacidad.com. .cl. Excuse me. Oh. Sorry. Okay. For Julie, the consultancies allowed her to set a direction for her entrepreneurship, and the support of the foundation with the marketplace with its shopping cart has helped her a lot. Well, what we are searching for. We want to improve our model, reach more entrepreneurs with disabilities, increase the personal assistance for works, and especially strengthen the autonomy of women with disabilities, because more than 70% of all participants are women. Also, we seek to expand the RED program to other countries, especially in Latin America or other countries, replicating the training system, consulting, marketplace, and accessibility resources. What do we need to meet our goals? Mainly NGOs or public institutions that work on disability issues that are interested in replicating the program, sharing and translate our accessible resources. We are committed to transmitting the know-how to replicate the model and improving the components. Specifically, we need rights found to professionals for implementation of the model in another country and for expand personal assistant pilot for work with a gender focus. So, are you an organization of people with disabilities that interested in replicating the RED model in your locality? Do you want to spread or accessible resources or translate them into other language? Do you think you can support us financially to replicate and grow? So, if you think yes, well, we have to talk. Let's start the conversation. United, we can change the quality of life of many people with disability. Thank you very much.
Good. For the last segment of the Impact Transfer Forum, we now ask Bernd Schramm from GIZ and Neil Milliken from ATOS to the stage for a short introduction on the ICT for Inclusion Challenge winners that will come next.
Thank you, Alexander. My name is Bernd Schramm. I'm a white man with brown hair wearing a white jacket. And I'm working for GIZ on a global project on disability inclusion. GIZ is an international service provider and a German agency for development cooperation. The main reason I'm here today is our great partnership with my dear friend Neil, standing behind me, but coming to the stage soon, and his accessibility team of ATOS. 2 years ago, we jointly set out to implement what was the first Disability Innovation Challenge, which we called the ICT for Inclusion Challenge. In the first year, we focused on digital innovations to foster inclusive education in Africa. Through the success of this project, we were able to showcase that disability inclusion is a driving force for innovation as well as social and economic development. The second edition last year focused on solutions to mitigate the impact of climate change on persons with disabilities in India. We were extremely delighted that in this context we could have this wonderful opportunity to partner with Ashoka and the Zero Project Impact Transfer Program, as well as the Ability Foundation in India. Thank you very much again to Alexander, Sumita, and all the partners involved in this cooperation. This partnership is of high importance to us because great challenges can only be overcome by joint and concerted action. I also strongly believe that we complement and benefit each other. Zero Project Impact Transfer Program is a mediator and enabler who has created a magnificent global community of innovative inclusion experts. As GIZ, we have a strong presence in many countries of the so-called global South, and we can also connect you with a multitude of stakeholders in these countries. The team of innovators present here today, including our ICT for Inclusion Challenge winners from India, have done great work in growing and developing their solutions, and I would like to thank you very much for all your inspirations. Thank you, and over to Neil, please.
Thank you very much, Bernd. So I'm Neil Milliken. I'm the Global Head of Accessibility at Atos. I'm a white, middle-aged male with a close-cropped beard and sandy hair. So we are committed to increasing inclusion through innovation for people with disabilities, and we believe that technology does have great potential for inclusion, but as Bernd said, it needs to be through collaborative innovation. This partnership that we've had with GIZ on our ICT for Inclusion Challenge has been one of the highlights of recent years for me in my work at Atos, because we've been able to do a mixture of the things that I love: community building, innovation, working across ESG topics, collaborating and working inside and outside of cultures that we would not normally work in. So it's been a great learning experience for us. I also really value the important impact that Ashoka and Zero Project have put in place with the Impact Transfer Program, because it's given an extra element of support and knowledge to the teams that participated in our challenge. We're giving them the skills to take what they've innovated and progress that across multiple different domains. So whether it be growth opportunities, mentorship and guidance, developing scaling and replication strategies, the Impact Transfer Program offers lots of wonderful opportunities for our winning teams and for all of the other participants. I'm very happy that all of the teams that are here in person and our teams from the ICT for Inclusion Challenge India are online with us today, and thank them and you for the work that you have done. Thank you very much for continuing to innovate and for all of your work on the program. I look forward to seeing the program flourish and working with you on it.
Thank you, Bernd and Neil. We will now go to India, to Pramod for the first presentation.
Hi, good afternoon all. I'm very happy to be part of this August gathering here from Mumbai, India, along with my colleague Reena. We are here with a very interesting and innovative kind of concept called as Disability Rescue Management System, jointly innovated or advocated by two organizations. One is Child React Foundation and another is CACDI. Child React Foundation is an NGO working especially in disability space, and the CACDI being an environmental consulting and advisory firm. We work with a lot of environmental related projects, disaster management related projects and all that. Looking at the scale of the problem in India, when we talk of, can we go to next slide please? When we talk of the scale of the problem, about 2.2% of the population living with disabilities, which amounts to anywhere between 30 to 35 million for a country like India, and when we talk of globe, it becomes at least say 10 times. So that is a huge challenge that we have at hand to tackle, and that is where that is precisely where we are in, wherein there are problems such as persons with disability face a lot of challenges during the emergencies where they are not able to help themselves. Their location, physical location is not easy to track. In such situation, there are incidences like recently in 2016 we had calamity in city like Mumbai, where thousands of people, died, and majority of them were, I would not say majority, at least 10% were persons with disability, and we are not able to save them, which is actually
Excuse
very
me, Pramod, sorry to interrupt. Can you go closer to the mic or move the mic in a different position? It's difficult to hear you.
Yeah, is it okay now?
It's a bit better. Hold it as close as possible to your mouth.
Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, just one second.
Thank you.
So it was actually not easy for us to locate them because they were not traceable, leading to their high fatalities and all that. So this is the problem I think exists globally. We are not able to find them, we are not able to help them, we are not able to reach out to them with the rescue management system, and that is where precisely we are coming in. That is the problem we want to address. Next slide, please. So this is next. You can please go to next. Yeah. So the system what we are proposing here is that it is ICT-based inclusive system of GIS maps, GPS variables, data on PWDs. There are some enablers, what we call, including institutional strengthening, communication campaigns, training and capacity building kind of elements we have built into the system. Then there is an element of data management, which we collect from the surveys, then we monitor, and knowledge-based platforms we have. And all these three modules are actually, kind of separate. We can deal with each one of them separately. And that is where we are able to actually rescue the persons with disability using DRMS. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Yeah. Sorry. Sorry. Can you go to back slide? Yeah. So this is how it works, where you have a person with GPS locator wearing the band. Our system is able to monitor him. Our system is able to track him. Our knowledge management platform is able to locate all such persons with disabilities, inform the concerned authority so that they can reach out to them in any such eventuality or calamity. Our knowledge management system provides them whatever knowledge resource they require in such situation. So I think this is how it works. Next slide. Next slide, please. This leads directly to having a profound impact on saving their lives. This mainly happens because we have better access to information, its dissemination. We are able to adopt and mitigate number of measures that are required in such kind of scenario. This system has actually led to lot of systemic improvements, making the entire system very sensitive, responsive, and inclusive to the needs and requirements of persons with disability. And that is where actually we are able to make a lot of impact on the persons with disabilities. Next slide, please. We have some success already in hand where, as my colleague from GIZ said, that we already we were already in top 3 winners for the ICT for Inclusion Challenge of last year. There are a couple of testimonials we have from the sector players. The one common thread that we see here is that everyone feels that this is what is required, this is what we were actually looking for. So I think we have come out with something that is the real need of the hour. Next slide. So how do we take it to the next level? How do we scale it up? How do we take it to the global level? How do we internationalize it? That is the challenge that we have now. Being part of this Zero project and global network, I'm sure there is a lot to take from this particular event. But there are some very key elements that we need to take and offer. The first being tracking hardware and software kind of system that we provide. We provide partnership and consulting opportunities. There is a package of awareness, education, training, capacity building, and the entire knowledge management system itself can be a kind of repository for managing the data, managing the information, providing data. In the event, we find it extremely difficult actually to get access to data. We are currently working in coastal districts of one of the states in India, that is Maharashtra, where I am sitting currently in Mumbai. But our priority districts are wherever there are such calamities, wherever there is the need of such system, we are ready to help. We are ready to help anyone across the globe, across the nation, wherever there is a need and demand. We would like to work with any organization that works in disaster relief. There are a number of funding or donor agencies maybe would like to collaborate with us. There are a number of national, international agencies, including the UN agencies who would like to collaborate with us. We are actually working on all these fronts. Next slide, please. So what is that we need to do that? As I said, it is the ICT-based platform. Though there is a equally important disability platform, but the driver is ICT-based platform, which has a lot of hardware, software, and all such elements. I'm sure there are experts, there are partner companies, there are players, RT players particularly, who would like to collaborate with us. We are looking for some good partners who can actually help us take it to the next level. There are a number of open source software which can make it easily accessible to the remotest or the poorest part of the globe. The most disadvantaged group we can call. Lot of artificial intelligence kind of feature we want to include, which are currently not part of the system. And I'm sure there are companies, there are agencies who can help us do that. There are a number of web-based platforms, including communication, education, training, capacity building platform which we want to kind of add on and integrate with the system. And of course, to do all this, we need finances to the tune of $25,000 USD for next 3 years, so that we can actually take it to the next level. We can demonstrate it. We can ensure that this is accepted at the global level, because it has so much potential to ensure that we can make some difference to the life of the PWDs. Next slide, please. So when we say we need such kind of help, what is that we are offering out of this? I think there is so much scope to meet the joint vision of serving the PWD. Whoever collaborates with us, whoever partners with us, they will be able to actually meet their vision. We are providing what is called as ready-to-use system for adaptation and replication. Literally any part of the globe, literally any smallest or biggest. We can talk about city, district, state, or a nation. Anywhere it can be very easily replicated. By doing that, you would be able to develop a goodwill, and there is so much scope to mobilize social business across the border. Anyone who is interested to take this as a business, they are always welcome and open to such provision. With this, we have a very competent team of professionals working with us, wherein we want to actually reach out to them with the technology that we are offering. Contact details are there. I would be very happy to talk to the potential partners and work out some arrangement as best as possible to the benefit of the PWDs. Thank you.
Thank you, Pramod. I now ask Satya to the stage, also from India, from SwiftChat, for the next presentation.
Hello everyone, hi. What if I tell you the world's toughest challenges can be solved as simple as saying hi and hello? That is SwiftChat. So we believe all the challenges can be solved over conversations. Historically, I think it's proved. So this is Satya Sandeep. I represent Convigenius today. So I'm going to talk about one of the solutions that we built called SwiftChat. I'm a 6 feet tall Indian, brown skin, wearing green color Indian jacket. So I would like to take this opportunity to thank Zero Project and ICT for Inclusion, where we also won an award for one of the solutions that we are planning to build for climate action. So we believe most of the world's pressing challenges can be solved over conversations, like I said, and pandemic forced conversations to go online. So we built this low-tech conversational AI platform where we can solve challenges over messages. So we started in 2020 on WhatsApp and eventually moved to our own platform called SwiftChat. So we have our headquarters in Singapore and offices in India and Vietnam. So on daily basis, we already have reach of 15 million messages and also 12 million mobile devices. It's used on 10 different languages. Our purpose, like I said, is to bridge the gap between technology and people. We are calling it Tech for All. So today I'm going to talk about the solution that we are planning to build for climate action and disaster mitigation. So the old people are the most vulnerable and people with disabilities are the most vulnerable at the times of disaster. So, and also there are challenges like navigating across new technologies, across different platforms, and about different languages. So our solution is as simple as like sending a text message, hi, on our platform, and you will find solutions for your problems. So we have a single click access to go across different bots and supports different languages. So we are building in new features for people with disabilities to talk about visually impaired and blind population. We have large text and zoom feature that are being built, and then color contrast, and also integrating with devices like Alexa and OK Google. And for hearing impaired deaf population, we also have speech to text functionality and special audio controls, and we also have captions in our platforms. And most importantly, all these bots are for free, and they're available on Android or iOS or even on web apps. So our climate action solution have the following features. So we are enabling all the information about the real-time camps and major alerts and announcements about the disaster. And there are support chatbots, and we have capacity building bots for general awareness and also safety quizzes. And not just this, we also will be listing all the volunteer programs and donate options, as well as like most pressing news issues around that topic. So we'll also be integrating many national solutions that are already there in India, like National Center for Seismology have weather alert solutions, which will be integrating on SwiftChat, and also Meteorological Department have forecast solutions which will be integrating on it, and there are also solutions like Apada Mitra, which will prepare citizens for any disasters. So in the phase 1, we are focusing on India, and we are also following a similar journey like ICT for Inclusion. We started with solving education problems and now moved into SDG 13 climate action. So as we all see, India is most vulnerable to climate disasters. 68% of land is vulnerable to droughts, and tsunamis and cyclones are regular and affecting around 6,000 kilometers, and over half of the land is earthquake prone, and 12% of the land area is also prone to floods. So in the phase 1, we are targeting 3 states, Ladakh, Sikkim, and AP, for various reasons mentioned here. And in the next year, we are going to scale across India. We will be using our own network that we developed by solving the education challenges, especially during pandemic. And we target to reach 100 million from the 35 million users that we already have. And a year after that, we'd like to grow globally. We'll need support of international organizations to raise funds to contextualize our solutions for global audience. So these are few screenshots to show how intuitive and easy it is. You can just register with your mobile number and there will be OTP. And we already integrated a couple of newspapers for daily alerts, and we already have education solutions. And why SwiftChat? Because it's easy, it's quick, and it's AI. So we would request any international donor support for grants to contextualize our solutions for Europe, and we are planning to launch our both education and climate solutions in other countries. Thank you.
Thanks so much. We're now going to the third ICT for Inclusion Challenge winner. That is the project Shelter. Also from India, online with us today is Chirhadi.
Hello everyone, very good afternoon, namaskar. I'm Girdhari and I'll be talking about Shelter, which is again a machine learning and AI enabled platform specially designed for geriatrics population and population with disabilities. Next slide. So next slide. Now, coming back to the problem, we all know that climate change has a disproportionate effect on geriatrics population and population with disabilities. They have limited capacity to respond. They are much more likely to have accessibility issues with emergency services. We all are seeing that in Turkey and Syria right now. They are prone to higher economic risk, poor medical care, and again there is a high likelihood that they face social inclusion, social exclusion, and have issues with that. Next. So while this is the problem, the motivation is that there is a significant population which is increasingly getting older in different parts of the world, and then we have people with disabilities. Now these are the people who are ignored. I would very strongly use the word ignored, and they have limited say in solutions and services which are designed and provided or made for them. Without their say, these are developed, and then these people also have limited involvement in policy making and in services design. Sometimes they themselves are not involved in the services we design for them. We also know that globally internet and smartphones are becoming cheaper and ubiquitous. They are everywhere. But at the same time, we recognize that there is a glaring lack, again, in the digital world, there is a glaring lack of disability and geriatrics focus. Even if you see social media applications or the way the content is designed and developed, we see again an indifference towards especially the disabled people. That's the motivation. Next. Now, what we propose to do is to develop an application called Shelter, which is a smartphone-based AI-enabled platform, and it is designed and developed for specially abled and geriatrics population. That's the focus group, that's a focused target group of this application. How the application will help them? It will provide them with, it will enable them with on-demand access to climate change and disaster-related content. On-demand is the keyword here. It will, enable disabled-friendly and age-appropriate content delivery. So a sight disability or a hearing disability might have different ways of interaction. You would want to interact with the content in a different manner. At the same time, you would want the content which you need. So it has to be tailored. It will be sitting and on a peer-to-peer learning platform. What we believe Shelter, or one of the primary motivations, is that these population groups are segregated. They need to be coming to a single platform. So we would also be becoming a Facebook of these population groups, where they can lean on to each other, they can discuss their issues and make a community, and we channelize that community through Shelter. The platform will enable emergency alerts and mitigation, and one of the most important things which the platform will do is it will aggregate the voices of these different groups, and these voices can then be collated and used for advocacy and inclusive policy making. We plan to develop this Shelter as a global social good platform, which will forever be free for everyone. Now, if we want to keep it free, how do we ensure that it's economical? So we do that by using artificial intelligence and machine learning to curate content. Content is available. There is a lot of content related to climate change and DRR, but we need to curate it appropriately, and there we would want to use artificial intelligence and machine learning, which also reduces the cost. And then Shelter is a platform, it's not an application. So we will be leveraging other similar platforms and other digital social goods globally And so Shelter would be a single window platform for these two target groups. That's the vision we have. Next slide. Currently, there are 4 key features in the application. One, it is a self-learning platform where key climate change content is available in an appropriate format, based on the kind of user who is accessing it. If it's a blind person, then it might be a different way of presentation, as I said. And if it's a person with hearing impairment, it will be a different type of content. Then we will be using research-based gamification strategies, and we will be developing personalized pathways using AI and ML. So artificial intelligence and machine learning will not only be used for curation of content and to make the content more contextualized and appropriate for the user, but also to identify and to predict personalized pathways. So for example, if I have a different need than the other person, the content will be based on my need, and it will be an application which will support me with the information I need at the time or at any time. Then the most important feature is it will be a peer-to-peer exchange platform which will create communities. We believe that those segregated people will come along, become one voices, and then share, exchange, and grow. Next. There are 5 key stakeholders. If we are envisaging such
Chedhari,
a system,
sorry to interrupt a bit. You arrived at 6 minutes, so maybe also go a bit, not too much into detail and wrap up. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So there are 5 key stakeholders: governments, then volunteers and mentors. Similarly, universities can collaborate with content and research capacity building, other integrators and social innovators. So these are the 5 key stakeholders. Next. Next slide, please. So currently we already have a mock-up and we have done the design exercise. In the next 6 months, we would want to develop the content, develop the platform, test it, and then take it to a launch in Uttar Pradesh, where we will be focusing on floods and heat waves. The target population is physically disabled and geriatric people. And then beyond 20 months, we would want to scale it up to similar geographies and other geographies around the world. Next. There are 3 areas of support we are looking at. Funding support, for development and integration to the tune of $150,000, and then per year implementation cost to the tune of $80,000. Technical support from other like-minded agencies, and most importantly, implementation and community support for developing the content, outreach, dissemination, onboarding, and training. So these are the 3 needs which we have. And we envisage. Next, thank you very much. These are the different people who are there as part of the core team. You all can read that, and that's it. I think I should conclude now.
Thanks so much, and sorry for interrupting. We're now coming to the last pitch of today. It's Laura from Netherlands, also working in Vietnam, the Philippines. She had a panel session before, so therefore, last but not least, Laura, floor is yours.
Good afternoon. My name is Laura HONDERS. I am 1.60 meters tall. I have blonde curly hair and I wear a red blouse. I represent the Liliane Fonds and I will pitch the Body Talk program. The Liliane Fonds is a Dutch non-governmental organization working on the inclusion of children and young people with disabilities in Africa, Asia, and Latin America. I want to introduce you to Aisha. Aisha is 16 years old. She has cerebral palsy and she lives in the slums of Manila. Like all other young people, Aisha has big dreams for her future. She is madly in love and she can discuss this with her parents. Thanks to comprehensive sexuality education, she knows how to make her wishes and boundaries known, and she has access to healthcare services to discuss her favorite options of contraceptives. But not everyone is so fortunate as Aisha is. In a lot of homes in Vietnam, the Philippines, and Indonesia, sexuality and relationships are not discussed because parents do not know how to discuss it. there's hardly any attention to comprehensive sexuality education in schools. Healthcare providers are not able to provide inclusive services to children and young people with disabilities because they view them as patients and not as right holders. Sexuality for persons with a disability is not seen as a natural and integral part of their lives. There's a gap between the support that sexual and reproductive health and rights services provide because they overlook persons with disabilities, and disabilities and services and support often do not integrate SRHR. This concerns a lot of people. There are more than 1 billion people that are living with a disability. About 80% of them live in developing countries, and 20% is between 10 and 25 years old. Due to the lack of information, 40 to 68% of women with a disability experience sexual and gender-based violence before the age of 18. They are 4 times more vulnerable to harmful and forced practices, such as forced sterilization, forced abortion, and forced marriages. They grow up with a negative self-image related to their sexuality. One could say that this problem is solved by providing accessible information, but we think there are more layers to the problem. Inaccessible information and services is one part of the problem, but there's also a lot of stigma and taboo when the topics of sexuality and disability are combined. There's little knowledge and skills on how to discuss it, not in a disability-inclusive way, in a sex-positive or a human rights-based way. Because of the low self-esteem, children and young people with disabilities do not dare to ask questions, and there's finger-pointing about whose responsibility it is to teach about sexuality to children and young people with a disability. Therefore, we came with the solution of the Body Talk program, which aims that children and young people with a disability have equitable access to SRHR services and information and opportunities to enjoy these rights. We use a train-the-trainer approach where multiple community-based stakeholders are involved in supporting children and young people with a disability in accessing these SRHR services. We believe that there's a holistic and multisectoral approach needed, and that it takes a village to raise a child, and it's not the responsibility of one single actor to provide sexuality education. Therefore, it's an integral part and integrated in counseling and support that children and young people with a disability receive. Additionally, there's a focus on how to discuss it that is linked to the development of the child and the context it's implemented in. There's a shift needed in both behavior and mindsets that people with disabilities have sexual and reproductive rights too. You need communication skills that are both disability inclusive, rights-based, and sex-positive. You need common values to understand how you view SRHR in order to teach it. Therefore, we came up with a training of trainers, which includes persons with disabilities as trainers, where we capacitate local stakeholders to do all of the mentioned before. We also think our expertise is of added value. We channel the expertise on sexual and reproductive health and rights by working together with ROCHA, with our disability inclusion expertise, and that leads to community-led solutions. Additionally, we work together with local partners in Indonesia, Vietnam, and the Philippines because they are able to embed it in the local context, customs, and link it to local policies. For a replication plan, now, we want to go deeper rather than wider. We want to consolidate and validate our training of trainers model based on a solid context analysis and needs analysis that we currently have in these countries. Therefore, we want to expand to more regions than you currently see on the screen in Vietnam, the Philippines, and Indonesia. Additionally, we are open to share experiences about this model. We want to learn with others to strengthen our approach, and we invite you to become a co-creator and first adopter to bring it to new countries. We need, to do that, community-based organizations in Indonesia and the Philippines, but also Vietnam, to implement our training of trainers model with us. We are looking for funders that want to invest in local capacity building of these trainer of trainers to discuss SRHR and to integrate it in education, health, and community settings. Additionally, we are looking for international NGOs both working on sexual and reproductive health and rights, as well as disability inclusion, to become partners in scaling and mainstream both teams in their work. I have a word from Aisha of why we all should work towards its solutions, because everyone needs access to their sexual and reproductive health and rights and should be able to enjoy these.
Maging matitid po sa aling pagsubok. At may karapatan din po kami magsubok.
I want to thank you for listening, and if you want to know more, you can reach out via the above email addresses on B2Match, or just simply come up to me and we can discuss further. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Laura. Thanks to all the participants in this session. It has been a long series of pitches, of course, but all of our participants who worked on this for the last month are here at the conference. And because we are many people, it's sometimes difficult to find the right persons. So what I would like you to do now is to come with us to the networking area with the number tables and enjoy a talk with our project. So we will all, gather in front of the door, and whoever is interested to talk to the people who presented today, please come with us, make a contact, and yeah, maybe it's the start of a journey that we can have together. With that, I thank you all for participating, and in particular our participants for their pitches. Thanks so much. Thank you.